What's going on, guys? So I've spent the past few days adding a stream deck to my arcade systems, and I just wanted to make a video to go over some of the stuff I've put in there, some of the stuff that you're going to be getting out of the box, so you know how it works, and also so you can get some inspiration for adding anything that you may want to add and customize the stream deck to your own needs, because there's a lot of things that you can add to this. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but I'm going to give you guys a nice starting package here that's going to give you some pretty cool features. All right, so starting up here, this is the screen that you're gonna get. This is the profile that you're gonna get when you load up Hyperspin. You're gonna get what you see here. That's gonna allow you to do a few different things. So right here, you have your volume control. Then you have system favorites. Now system favorites is gonna be your per system favorites that you set up in Hyperspin. So let's say we go to Mame over here, and now you wanna bring up the favorites for Mame that you added through Hyperspin. You can go ahead and press that button. And there you go. It brings up the favorites. If you press the button again, it takes you into the favorites. So here are all your favorites. If you press the genre button, same thing. It takes you over to the genres. So you can see there you have your Atari, like the manufacturer wheels, you know, and then you have like 4-player and then the categories like beat 'em up, Spaceball, stuff like that. And then search is obviously going to bring up the search. There you go. Now, sometimes with search, it could lose focus. What that means is that you bring up the search and then you're either typing or going around and selecting the letters with your Xbox controller or your arcade sticks, but it's actually doing this. Let me show you. So you're actually controlling Hyperspin in the background. That means that it lost focus. So over here in Tools, I gave you a quick Alt-Tab option. So if you hold Alt and hit Tab, then you can switch between whatever is open. In this case, you would go back and select the search again, let go of Alt, and you're back in search. And now you have focus again, and Hyperspin is not moving in the background. Then you also have an escape here. You can use that anytime you need to use escape. I'm gonna press it now, and it takes me out of search. You also have a numpad here. Let's say you're playing some game that requires a numpad. Well, you can just quickly go in there, and you have a numpad. Let me back up. Go back into Tools actually while I'm still there. You have Control-Shift-Escape. If you press that, it brings up the Task Manager. In case you need to quit out of any programs that had frozen, you can do so here. And then I'm gonna hit Escape to close that out. And you have arrows, same thing. If you have any games that require some arrow keys, you have them here. Then you have an Enter, a Space, and an Escape. Okay, back up. And finally, you have Exit to Windows. You press that, it's a one-button press to kill Hyperspin and load up Explorer and load up Windows. All right, so that does it for the tools. If you press the Arcade 1 button here, or icon, whatever you want to call this, I just put a few icons to my website here. This is my website. If you press that, it's going to load up my website. If you press the YouTube channel, it's going to load up my YouTube channel. If you press up the Facebook group, it's going to load up my Facebook group. And if you press Get Help, it's going to take you to the Start Here section of my website. This is definitely something that you guys want to look through. As you know, the title says, it's a Start Here. So it's a good place to start when you get one of my systems. So let's back up. And next we have Global Favorites. Now this one has nothing to do with Hyperspin, meaning that you don't set that up through Hyperspin. This is something you're going to set up through the Steam Deck itself, the Stream Deck itself. So Global Favorites, and these are just a bunch of games that I've added here. This is very useful for especially younger kids that maybe don't know how to navigate Hyperspin or any other front end, and you just want them to be able to walk up to the arcade, press a button, and start up a game. That's what this will do here. Let me close up this browser here. And you can be anywhere to do this, meaning Hyperspin doesn't even have to be loaded. But let's say you're in Hyperspin, you're over here, anywhere. I'm just going to go back to the search to the start here. Anybody could walk up, go over here to Global Favorites, look for the game they want. Let's say Mortal Kombat 2, press that icon, and Mortal Kombat 2 is going to start up. Now, these games I set up for you already, but you can change those to whatever you want. I'm not going to go into that in this video. I'm actually going to have a separate video that goes a little more in depth into the actual configuration of things. This one is just more of like showing you guys around and showing what I'm giving to you already out of the box. Now, as you can see here, as soon as I loaded up Mortal Kombat, this switched over to a different screen. That's because I have profiles that are tied to certain emulators or games that are gonna load up automatically for you. So right now I loaded the profile for any Mame game. Anytime you launch a Mame game, you're gonna get this screen. Now it's pretty self-explanatory, but this screen lets you quick save, quick load, and then has the regular save and regular load. Quick save and quick load are just gonna do what it says. You press quick save, it's gonna save. It's not gonna ask you any questions or require any inputs from you. When you press quick load, it's gonna load that same state that is saved. Save state and load state are if you wanna actually specify different slots for your save states. So you can do save state. Let me do that now. Now it's asking me to select a slot. So let's say I select slot number 5. Now it's saved that to slot number 5. Now let's say I insert credits here. Now I'm on this screen. Now if I go to load state and I select that same 5 that I just saved, boom, I'm back at that screen, right? Now with quick save, like I said, you don't have to do anything. You just press it. It saved it right there. Let me go and insert credit. Now I'm on a different screen. If I press quick load, I'm back over here. So that one doesn't require you to select any of these slots over here. You're also going to see previous bezel and next bezel. I include multiple bezel options with a lot of the games in Mame, so that just lets you cycle through the bezels. Let's try that out. See, now I have that bezel. Click next bezel. Now I have that bezel. Previous bezel. I'm back to this bezel. All right, you have volume control and you have more. If you go into more, this is for you to add anything you want there. You can add a specific profile for a specific game that has maybe specific keys that you want to be able to access for that game. You can have whatever you want in there, okay? I'm just giving you a basic standard profile with some useful options here and a more icon, so you can add whatever you guys want in there. And we're gonna take a look at some more examples of things that you can have in this section here, for example. Okay, you guys can configure this however you want. All right, so if I exit this game right now, you can see it automatically loads back to my default Hyperspin profile. All right, so next up here, we have system specific. I'm gonna leave that there for you guys in case you want to add anything that you want to manually just go into whenever you load a game or a system that doesn't already have a profile here. You can just go in there and manually load that up and add whatever you want to it. So for example, we have a ColecoVision there that I also have automatic in another profile, which we're going to go into, but let's just go into that for an example. Let's say you load up a ColecoVision game and then you want to have specific functions for that game. Then you go in there. The first screen I put here is just a number pad because, as you guys know, the ColecoVision controller had a number pad on it. So it's pretty hard to do that with standard arcade controls. So now you have that option here. Then if you go deep again into ColecoVision, then you have 3 separate games. Now this is provided by a customer, so big shout out to him. This was all his doing this part right here. It's very, very cool. So if you go to Mousetrap, for example, you have the inputs for that game with matching icons and everything. If you go back out, War Games, same thing. And if you go back out, you have Gateway to Opshai right here, and that also has the icons. Now we're gonna explain that a little bit more when we go into ColecoVision, but I just wanted to show you guys. I'm gonna back all the way out to the main screen here. And yeah, I mean, the rest of these I used up just for favorite games. You can go to the next page and you can have more favorite games. You have up to 10 pages that you can fill up with favorite games or whatever else you guys may want to fill it up with. All right, so let me show you guys an example of something that's, again, gonna pop up automatically when you launch that system, and that's gonna be ColecoVision. So let's go over there, let's start that up. All right, so now we're in ColecoVision. Let's go ahead and look for a Mousetrap and start that up. And if you look at the Stream Deck, you're going to see that it's going to change automatically into the MES profile. That is the emulator that runs ColecoVision. Yes, I still use MES for ColecoVision. So just like Mame, this first profile, the first screen here, it's just going to show you some functions that are specific to this emulator. And you can see that I have my save state, load state, and then the save state and load state slots. For this one, I don't have a quick save and quick load because that's not available on this emulator. So then you have your volume control, and you can go into more right here. And now you can see that I have a specific section for ColecoVision because that uses the MES emulator. Now I'm going to go into ColecoVision. You have your numpad keys. You look at the screen, you can see that the system, you can see it on the bezel there, had a numpad on the controller. So hard to do that on an arcade machine unless you have a Stream Deck. So now here you have to select a skill level from 1 to 8. Well, here you go. Let's say you select skill number 2 and it selects it. Pretty awesome, right? Now, if you go deeper, a level deeper right here, you can see that I actually have profiles or folders. These are really folders for different games. So this one is Mousetrap. I'm going to go in there. And now you can see that it has controllers specifically for this game. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this game, you have these little doors that open and close. You can see that there's a red door or doors, there's yellow ones, and there's blue ones. So if I press this button, it opens and closes the red doors. If I press this one, it opens and closes the yellow doors. And if I press this one, it opens and closes the blue doors. And then this one turns you into the dog. Pretty awesome, right? All right, let me go ahead and exit this game. And the profile goes right back to Hyperspin. Now we can look at another game here. So if I go to War Games, load that up, you're going to see that it changes automatically. The system specific icon there is if you want to have stuff in there that you want to manually go into. But here, loaded my mesh profile, which allows me to save states and load states, control the volume. And if I go to more, I have the ColecoVision profile or folder, I should say. And I can then go into it again. And there's War Games. Now I have icons specifically for this game. Now see, it's telling me select the challenge level from 1 to 8. So I'm going to go back to the main screen here. I'm going to select, let's say 8. There you go. Now I'm going to go back in here and select War Games again. You can see that you have A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Let's say I pick B. It takes me into that section. I don't really know how to play this game, but sort of have a gist of how it works. Again, Raymond set this up, customer over on the Arcade One Facebook group. He set this ColecoVision part up because he's a big fan of ColecoVision. So big shout out to him. This is really cool. All right, guys. So yeah, you get the point though. This is pretty much everything you need to play this game. So let's go ahead and exit. Let's check out a Technoparrot game. All right, and this is going to be the Technoparrot subscription, which is the paid Technoparrot. And we're going to go ahead and check out Deal or No Deal. Now, this one I made, and this is also very cool. This game is kind of impossible to play on an arcade controller or even like an Xbox controller because it has so many inputs. You have to have all the briefcases and everything. So if you look at the Stream Deck, you can see that it automatically changed to a Technoparrot profile. Now, so far, I've only added Deal or No Deal, but you can add any other game here. Now, if I go into Deal or No Deal, boom, you have all the actual buttons that you had on an actual Deal or No Deal arcade cabinet. You have your briefcases up to 9 on the first screen, and then the next screen has the rest of them. And you have Deal, No Deal, and then Start Deal and Double Deal. So let's go ahead and try to play this. I'm going to insert credits. You would do this on your control panel or your arcade or Xbox controller or whatever controller you're using. I'm going to press Start also on that controller. And I'm just going to play a little bit here. All right, choose a case. I'm gonna pick number 8.
You chose case number 8.
All right, choose 5 cases. Let's see, 2,
We want low value.
4, 7. Let's go to the next screen. Let's do 11.
11. Let's see some low values. That's good.
Do 16.
16. We want low values.
All right, let's go back to the previous screen.
Hello. I'll tell him. Here is the offer. Deal or no deal?
All right, let's do deal.
Deal. You win. Wow, what a great game.
All right, awesome, right? You can't really do this unless you have like something like a Stream Deck, because there's so many inputs for this game. So I think this is a very good use for this device. Let's go ahead and exit back up. Again, it's gonna load back into the Hyperspin profile automatically. And I'm gonna show you guys maybe one or two other things that I set up profiles for. All right, so let's go over to Visual Pinball. It's down here. Now for Visual Pinball, I usually have the coin. I don't have the coin assigned to the actual coin button on the control panel, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to probably be changing that in the future, but for now, I figured, hey, let me make use of the Stream Deck for that. So it's very easy. If you launch a Visual Pinball game, look at the Stream Deck, it changes to a Visual Pinball profile. Again, volume control, and now it allows you to insert credit and press start right from the Stream Deck. So I'm going to insert credit. And I'm going to press start. There you go.
Between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m.
All right, cool. So that's Visual Pinball. I set this up for the Jukebox, which is really cool. Let's go over to the Jukebox. Go into it. Again, it's going to change automatically. Boom. Now you have your numbers to select the different songs. You have next page, previous page. So next page, previous page. Let's say I want to select number 9, China Girl. All right, I do 0, 9, select. There you go, it added China Girl. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause that because I don't want a copyright strike. So I'll go to the next page. There's my pause. I'm going to go back to the previous page. Say I add another game. Another song. Let's do number 19. Select. Now it's in my queue right there. Let's do number 21. Select. It's in my queue, all right? 23. Select. It's in my queue. Awesome. Now you have different things you can do. You can do shuffle. It'll shuffle them up. You can do random. It'll just add random songs to the playlist. And if you want to just clear the playlist, you go back, you do clear queue, clears it out. Now over here you also have the arrow keys, so you can actually navigate around with the arrow keys. Instead of pressing numbers, you can go to each song. You can see there that each song is getting highlighted, and then if you press the middle button, it selects it and adds it in. So you can do it that way as well. Just add a bunch in here, and you can do it that way as well. Again, you have a volume control and your pause right there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and look at the video jukebox. That one's a lot simpler. So if we go over here to Video Jukebox, start that up, and let's go ahead and select the year. Let's just do the 70s. Again, it's going to change automatically. And now these playlists, when you go into them, then you have to actually select it again. So that's why I have a enter playlist button. So you press that, takes you in. And then pretty simple controls. Next song, previous song. You have next letter. You can see we're in the A there, B, C, and then we're back to the B right there. And you have your random for any random song you want to choose in the middle there. Pretty straightforward. Go ahead and exit. Let me go ahead and take this off before I get a copyright strike. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I think I went over everything. Like I said, in part 2, I'm going to go more in depth into how to configure this. Not too in depth because I don't want to get too into the weeds, but I'm going to give you guys like a general idea of how you can add your own favorite games in here, change the ones that I've included for you, and do a few other things like get these nice animated icons and stuff like that. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.